Hi, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Hi, sir. Good evening, sir.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello.
సార్ వినిపిస్తుంది సార్ అందరు.
Hello.
సార్ వినిపిస్తుంది సార్. మీ వాయిస్
Vijay,
వినిపిస్తుంది
నీ
సార్ మాకు.
వాయిస్ నాకు వినిపించట్లేదు. One second. Something went wrong. Let me check. Hello. విజయ్ వాయిస్ వస్తుందా ఇప్పుడు?
ఎస్ సార్ వస్తుంది సార్.
ఒకసారి మెసేజ్ చేయి, ఏంటో ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఒకసారి చాట్ బాక్స్ లో.
ఓకే సార్.
నీ వాయిస్ నాకు వినిపించట్లేదు. ఓకే, నా వాయిస్ మీకు వస్తుంది, మరి మీరు మాట్లాడినప్పుడు ఎందుకు రావట్లేదు? One second, or maybe in approvals. Mute all. ఒకసారి ఇప్పుడు మాట్లాడండి విజయ్. విజయ్ ఒకసారి మీరు మాట్లాడండి ఇప్పుడు. One second. ఇప్పుడు మాట్లాడండి ఒకసారి.
ఇప్పుడు ఓకే సార్.
హాయ్ సార్.
ఓకే సార్.
Something is problem.
అక్కడే themselves అని వస్తుంది.
ఇప్పుడు కూడా రావట్లేదు.
ఇప్పుడు వస్తుంది సార్. ఇప్పుడు హలో హలో.
ఓకే, ఒకసారి రీజాయిన్ అవ్వండి. అందరూ ఒకసారి రీజాయిన్ అవ్వండి.
సార్ ఇప్పుడు మీ వాయిస్ వస్తుంది సార్. హలో
సార్ వాయిస్ వస్తుంది సార్ మీది.
వాయిస్ వస్తుంది సార్.
మీ వాయిస్ నాకు రావట్లేదు. నా వాయిస్ మేబీ మీకు వస్తున్నట్టుంది, బట్ మీ
వాయిస్
వాయిస్
వస్తుంది సార్. మా వాయిస్ వస్తుంది.
మా వాయిస్ వస్తుందా సార్ మీకు ఇప్పుడు? హలో హలో
Okay, no problem. For today, we'll continue with this. Whatever the doubts you have, you can put in chat box. Okay. Fine. Today's topic is industrial hygiene, occupational health and safety. Important questions. The first question is, what is the main aim of personal monitoring? Personal monitoring in the sense, people monitoring. For example, how people are exposing to the hazard. For example, here we are talking about radiation, how the people are affecting to the radiation. If you come across any personal monitoring, the first point is radiation. For the radiation only, the people used to be monitored in many of the times or most of the times. You see here, the main aim is to the accumulated dose. What is the accumulated? 1 second, I'll do it. 1 second, I'll do it. Okay. Okay, I've done mute. I've muted everybody. Okay, fine. The main purpose of or main aim of this personal monitoring is the accumulated dose reflects the amount of radiation that the worker has been exposed to and can alert an employer to any inappropriate exposure during the wear period and can help determine if adjustments to work practices are required to protect the employees from excess exposures. We see the main purpose of this personal exposure is monitoring is to know the people exposure. How they will know? To the personal monitoring only they can able to do the personal exposure level, so that how this data can be useful to the employer. Based on this, he can able to understand the controls of or the effectiveness of the existing control, and also how he is going to expose. Is there any fault in the systems or system failure or safety control failures, so that this personal monitoring will be able to give the details or it will give the healthiness of the safety systems or implemented in the existing plant. Another one is the purpose of personal monitoring is to provide early notice if your exposure is not below the limits, and monitoring program also provide permanent record to the exposures. This is also one to know the or to provide the early notice to the people who is affected, and also early notice to the employer to take proper health checkups or to take proper control measures to avoid the severity of the further exposures. One is to know the control systems on the system, whether they are effectively working or is there any problem in the systems. Other one is to know the early stages of the exposure, so that they will take proper control measures before the situation going to become worse. Then the second question, define what is mean by hypothermia. Yeah, hypothermia is a medical emergency that occurs when body gets faster. 1 second, guys. Yeah, Hypothermia is a medical emergency that occurs when the body loses heat faster than it can produce heat or using dangerously low body temperature. Hypothermia in the sense it is nothing but heat stroke. It will immediately loses the temperature of the body on of sudden. Then sometimes it may be a high temperatures, and the normal body temperature will around 98.6 Fahrenheit or 37 degrees, and hypothermia occurs as your body temperature falls below to 95 Fahrenheit and also 35 degrees. This will be the hypothermia. It is nothing but we also called as heat stroke or sunstroke. And then third question, write a short note on ionizing and non-ionizing radiations. A non-ionizing radiation differs from ionizing radiation in the way it acts on materials like air, water, and living tissues. The major difference is how they are differently acting on these materials, maybe in the air or in water or on living tissues. For example, unlike X-rays and other forms of ionizing radiation, non-ionizing radiation does not have enough energy to remove electrons from atoms and molecules. And these non-ionizing radiation sources include power lines, microwaves, radio waves, and infrared radiations, and the visible light and the lasers. This is spelling correction. That is lasers. These are the non-ionizing radiations. These ionizing radiations will be X-rays, gamma rays, alpha rays, and also beta rays are the ionizing radiations. Then fourth one, what is meant by fit to work? Fit to work ante. For example, if somebody is met with an accident or somebody is exposed with the occupational illness or he is working as in a building or a welder, is severely exposed with the building fumes from the many years, suddenly he got his chest issues or his lungs has been damaged very drastically due to the building fumes. So once he's joined in hospital, he has cured. Then in a hospital, he will give a certificate. Whoever is treated the patient, he will give a certificate that now he is fit to work as the job he is performing. For example, if it is a welder, they will give a specific certificate to the welders. Yes, he can able to perform the building activity or he can able to continue his work like the way they used to give. Here, a fit to work or a fitness to work is a medical assessment done by an employer wishes to be sure an employee can safely to do a specific job or task. Whatever the task they can perform, it is no condition, but while taking this fitness certificate, they will mention there the specific job he is going to perform. And based on his job, they will give the fitness certificate. And the purpose is to determine if medically the employee can perform the job task under the working conditions. The purpose is to determine if medically the employee performs. One second, guys. 1 second. Yeah. And the purpose is to determine if medically the employee can perform the activity, saying that whether he is able to do it. For example, as I told you, if he's a welder, he is seriously exposed with the welding fumes and he has lungs has been affected. And again, he is going for welding means definitely he is going to get injured the lungs. So whether medically the lungs which has been cured, again he is getting any chance to get affected by the activity, that they will check and they'll give a medically fit. And a medical assessment determines if an employee is medically fit to perform the job and the task they are employed to do. This is also same. Whatever the activity he is performing, they will give it and they will say that yes, he can able to perform the said activity what he is doing earlier. Fifth question, explain 5S principles of a good housekeeping. Here they are mixing two techniques, 5S and housekeeping. Housekeeping is different and 5S is different. Housekeeping is one of the step in a 5S. For example, if you see here, 5S or good housekeeping involves the principles of waste elimination through workplace organization. Workplace organization in the sense, we have 5S, sort, set in order, shine, standardize, sustain. These are the 5S we used to follow, which is derived from Japanese, from Siri, Seton, Siso, Sikitos, and also Shinkotiki. So these are the 5 Japanese words we have used to make sort, set in order, shine, standardize, and sustain. As we seen here, sorting will be, we have discussed before also. First, we will do a sorting for wanted and unwanted materials in your workplace. Even though you can implement this in your home as well to make your home easy to identify, no need of avoiding a searching time and all. And in a workplace also. So you will sort wanted, unwanted items. And then in setting order, whatever the wanted items are there, we are going to keep them in a proper way. Set in order. We are going to set them in a orderly manner. Then shine. Shine in the sense cleaning. Cleaning for checking. Shining in the sense it is not about only making the surface to clean. Here the thing is that cleaning for checking. The other way of shining is cleaning for checking. For example, you are doing cleaning for a machine. There you can able to identify is there any leakages are there, or you should able to identify is there any unprotected cables or damaged insulated cables, or you can able to identify is there any excess noise from your machine, or you can able to identify is there any vibration from your machine, or you can able to identify is there any hydraulic leakage. So that in a shine, it is another word is cleaning for checking. Is there any other potential hazard in and around the machine? And is my equipment is properly guarded? These and all we will check in a third step. Then standardize. It is a fourth S. In standardize, what we do is we will put a labeling for the system, whatever the system we have implemented from set in order, shine. Then here we are going to make those practices standardized in the sense this is going to be followed for the further following years, so that we'll make a standard that these practices, what are the practices we have implemented, these all practices we are going to follow for the further years, like the way we used to standardize. Maybe in standardize, they will make procedures, they will make marking, they will make labeling, They will allocate the place like a red tag area for the rack identification or raw material identification or in process goods identification or finished goods identification. Then they will make where are the cleaning materials need to be kept, and they will keep a dedicated area for where they can able to keep all their lifting tools and tackles, or they will make an marking for hazardous waste dustbins. They will make different kinds of color dustbins for segregation of waste, so that in a such a way they will standardize their practices. Then the fifth years, which is talking about sustain, they are going to maintain the standardized practices. Whatever they made a standard, they are going to maintain. Sustain means they are going to continue, they are going to maintain the standards which they have implemented, which they have practiced, which they have introduced. They are going to sustain with the standard. These are the 5 S we used to follow to make our workplace safe, to increase the production, decrease the search time, and avoid accidents, and avoid human fatigue in searching, and avoid excess inventory, and we can avoid excess space consumption, so that they can easily cover so much material in a small area if you follow a 5S. Otherwise, they will consume all the space, they will keep all the material here and there randomly. So with the 5S, the first benefit is improve the workplace safety. We can avoid slip, trip, fall, and fire hazard and slippery surfaces. And second one, indirectly, it will increase the productivity. And third one, it can avoid the inventory, excess inventory. So these are the 3 main advantages if you can implement a 5S. Then also fourth one, we can avoid the fatigue of an employee. Fatigue in the sense, నీరసించిపోవడం. ఏదైనా ఒక మెటీరియల్ కోసం వెళ్ళాడు అంటే వాడు సాయంత్రం దాకా తిరిగి రాడు, వెతుకుతూనే ఉంటాడు, చివరికి అది దొరకలేదని చెప్పేసి సాయంత్రం వస్తాడు. సో we can avoid the search time and also employee fatigue. These are the benefits of a 5S. And in English, they can be roughly told as sort, set in order, clean, sanitize, and sustain. This we have discussed already. And implementing 5S to learn manufacturing training has number of other benefits. Why we implement this? For the sake of benefit only will improve. Otherwise, we will not implement it. And increase the productivity, and every organization works towards. What about others? Everybody is having same problem. Vasu Babu is telling that no voice. What about others?
Clear, sir. Voice is clear.
Can you please
Voice
respond?
okay.
Anybody?
Clear voice, sir. Voice clear.
Clear.
Put in chat box. Put in chat box. I am not able to hear your voice, but today I don't know. Maybe
Voice clear,
application
sir.
error itself. Put in chat box whether you are able to hear or not. Okay, okay. Vasu Babu, can you please rejoin? I think others are able to hear me. Okay, thank you, thank you. Vasu Babu, please rejoin. Huh? Yeah. And next one, increased productivity, and every organization works towards achieving increased productivity. Often all productivity increases the overall return on investment. Increased productivity in the sense, initially I am doing only 10 parts in a day. Later, after implementing 5S, I am able to do 12 parts in a day, then increase to 13 parts in a day. Then I have improved my this thing to 15 parts in a day. So what happened here? I have improved my productivity. Productivity will be talking about time versus the production you have done. Production in the sense, it is a process you are converting input to output. Productivity means time based production per hour, how much you are able to produce. Then other benefit, as we discussed earlier, improved safety. What will happen? Automatically it will improve the safety. If you are keeping all the things in properly, what will happen? No injury will happen. If you are keeping all your chemical containers on a spill pallets, if any spillage happen, the spilled chemical will be collected by the spill containers. Then no slip, trip and fall. If you are putting 5S, the 5S owners will make sure there are any spillage happen, they can immediately cover it, or they will inform to the concerned people to clean it. Then you will not keep any things near the emergency exits, or you will not obstruct any firefighting equipments. Or if you are implementing 5S, you will provide proper area for the people movement, and also you will keep all the materials in a staggered manner, which means all the high weightage materials will be in the lower racks and the low weightage will be materials in the upper racks. So this, in this way, it is indirectly helps a lot for the safety improvement or cultural improvement. Then reduction in wastage. How it will be reduction in wastage? For example, you have brought a material you have not used at all. For example, if you have a 5S, you can implement FIFO method, FIFO, first in, first out. You are not having any FIFO method, what will happen? You will bring all the material, you will dump. So that what will happen? You keep on bringing the material, whatever the first lot you have brought is, it will be in the bottom. You are bringing the material, you are dumping in a store. And again, you are bringing the material, dumping in a store. Whatever you are consuming, which is consumed in the last in, it is going as a first out. It is not the practice. First in, first out. Whichever the material which comes first, it has to be consumed, because every material will have a self life. So we also have a self life, but which is not defined by us. It depends on our practices. It depends on how you are taking care of yourself. So every material will have a self life. Based on the self life, it get wasted automatically. In other case, if you have a good practices, good procedures, good controls, automatically we can avoid the wastage. Then workers commitment. What will happen? Automatically, once you have implemented 5S, their commitment will increase. Workers commitment will get increased, so that with their commitment we can get more benefit. Okay, this is about 5S. And now the people are following a trend that they are adding one more as a safety. Sort, set in order, shine, standardize, and the fifth, sixth S is safety. How we can improve the safety with the 5S. Now define a first aid treatment. State the objectives of first aid. One is first aid. First aid is a matter of the common sense, and second one, application of mind, and also swift response. Why we need to do a first aid? First of all, why we need to do a first aid? Put your answers in chat box. Why we need to do a first aid? What is the purpose of first aid?
Prevent the life. Prevent the life.
Muralidhar garu,
Preserve the life.
we
Preserve
voice
the
name
life,
Helen.
sir.
Any answer you can put in chat box. I don't know what is happening. I am not able to hear any of your voice. Put in chat box to prevent the injury becoming worse. Okay, very good, Vijay. Okay, what about others? Increase the chance of survival. Okay, good. Save lives in emergency. Okay. To reduce the severity of injury and save the person. Okay.
Come here, mommy.
Okay, fine. The first purpose of the first aid is preserve the life. That is the one. The first purpose is we have to save the life of a person. For that only we will do a first aid. And other purpose is we don't know where the person has been injured. There in all the locations, you will not get a medical support. So whatever the things in and around, you can use and you can preserve the life of a person. For example, bleeding. You should not look for a cotton and bandage to control the bleeding. You can apply your handkerchief, or you can apply your pant, apply your shirt, apply your bunion, whatever the material you have. Sometimes we can put mud also, you can put soil also. Matti kuda మనం వేసేసి blood ని మనం control చేయొచ్చు, bleeding ని. So the first aid means the basic fundamental is to preserve the life of a person with the available materials in and around near the accident place. And also it is a matter of common sense. For doing first aid, you should not be a MBA specialist, or you should not be a BSc nursing, or you should not be a RMP doctor. It is just a common sense how you can able to perform a first aid. For example, if it is a fracture injury, it is a common sense. Fracture means what? The bone got fractured. Everybody knows if you are touching it or if you are moving here and there, you will get pain. The main thing is, first we have to immobilize the broken part or the damaged area if it is a fracture case. So that it is a first aid is a common sense. And also application of mind. It is simple that you just simply apply your mind, nothing to do it. And also swift response. Swift response in the sense, okay, first aid है ना, ठीक है, 2 दिन के बाद करेंगे, नहीं तो 10 मिनट के बाद करेंगे. No, it is a whatever the first aid means, you should do it as early as possible. Then only you can able to preserve the life. Otherwise, even though after doing first aid from the golden hours, people used to say, doctors in the movies, okay, you brought the person in the right time. Everybody will have, after the accidents or after any incident, they will have some hours, golden minutes or golden hours. So maximum 10-15 minutes or first 2 hours are the major or critical for the doctors to treat any patient. And first aid is an immediate and temporary care given to an injured person or ill person using readily available materials by the bystander. Standard in the sense who is attending it until effective medical aid arrives. For example, if person got unconsciousness, you are giving CPR. Up to when you should give CPR? Up to until unless he got admitted or you got a proper medical care. Until that, you have to repeat the CPR. We know what is mean by CPR. What is mean by CPR? Full form of CPR?
Cardiopulmonary sources.
Put your answers in chat box. What is mean by CPR? Good. CPR means cardiopulmonary resuscitation. ఎవరికి చేస్తాము సిపిఆర్? ఎవరికైతే హార్ట్ బీట్ లేదో, పల్స్ అనేది లేదో వాళ్ళకి మనం సిపిఆర్ చేస్తాం. సిపిఆర్ మెయిన్ అజెండా ఏంటి, ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఏంటి? 30 చెస్ట్ కంప్రెషన్స్ and 2 rescue breath. First we'll give 30 chest compressions, then we'll give a 2 rescue breaths. To whom we should not give a direct CPR. ఎవరికి మనం సిపిఆర్ ఇవ్వకూడదు. ఎవరైతే కాన్షియస్ లో ఉన్నారో వాళ్ళకి మనం సిపిఆర్ ఇవ్వకూడదు. ఎవరికైతే హార్ట్ బీట్ అనేది ఉందో వాళ్ళకి సిపిఆర్ ఇవ్వకూడదు. ఎవరికైతే పల్స్ ఉంటుందో వాళ్ళకి మనం సిపిఆర్ ఇవ్వకూడదు. పల్స్ అంటే ఏంటి? ఆటోమేటిక్గా మన గుండె కొట్టుకుంటుంటే ఆటోమేటికల్లీ విల్ గెట్ ఏ పల్స్. ఫర్ దిస్ పీపుల్ వీ షుడ్ నాట్ గివ్ ఏ సిపిఆర్. అండ్ ఆల్సో హూ ఈస్ vomited or who is attempted for suicide by poison, there also in that cases also we cannot give a CPR, so that if you are touching that poisonous substances you will also be in danger. So for them we cannot give a CPR. And objective will be, as we discussed, preserve the life, prevent the injury and illness from the becoming worse, and also